The internet has provided us with some amazing ways to do our day-to-day tasks. Getting in touch with your friends, sharing content, or even your random thoughts has never been so easy. Somewhere the internet gives us a sense of freedom to express. Well, as fascinating as it sounds, you know that it is equally vulnerable to attacks. It is important for us to know how to protect and be aware of the security practices. Hey everyone, welcome to the Security and Privacy Show. My name is Vijay and I hope you are doing fine. This is a new series of podcasts where you'll hear me speak about security and privacy practices. We'll also have guests to talk about their thoughts in this domain of tech. Today we talk about personal data privacy, few tips and best practices on social media security as well. I will leave the timestamps if you'd like to skim through on specific areas. Let's get going. We all see and live around a lot of information in our daily lives. Everything around you has data in it. But the most critical type is your PII. We often call it personally identifiable information. So these are generally your ID numbers such as your passport, hospital ID, Aadhaar, credit card, or any other account numbers. While we talk about these numbers at a high level, these aren't just about ID numbers as well. It could be anything that can help identify you. It could mean stuffs like your biometrics or even phone numbers and address. These are very important for you to keep it private. Now you may ask me, why should you care about protecting this data? Why is it important to do so? Well, one of the main reasons you should protect is to prevent identity theft. This usually happens when someone gains access to your personal information and pretends to be you online. They could access your banking accounts, your Facebook, or any social networks, or even sometimes end up in online scams. These have very long-lasting impacts, both on your digital privacy and also your online reputation. So always make sure that you protect and keep your online accounts safe. So let us talk about a few tips on personal data privacy and social security to begin with. First and foremost, set a strong password. Anything over 14 characters with at least one special character and a number is great. Also, do not use consecutive letters or numbers, which means no ABCD, no 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. It is also important that you do not use your family members' names, anniversary and birth dates as passwords, as they can be commonly known to others. Do not use your year of birth or date of birth as pins for your smartphones or even your ATM or your debit card numbers. So these are too easy to guess and often make it even more vulnerable, and people could exploit the same. If you are having difficulties in creating passwords, try to substitute numbers and symbols for letters or words in an easy-to-remember phrase. So this is often called passphrase. So partial substitution is a good idea. For example, one step closer could be O, you could use a 0. Instead of S, you could probably use a dollar. You know what I mean. Avoid using the same passwords across all your email and social accounts. If you use your Gmail address to sign into your Facebook account, remember, both these passwords need not be the same. Use unique passwords for both of these. Do not reuse old passwords and have a practice to keep changing your password regularly, at least once in 3 months if you can do so. When you get new computers or routers or any IoT devices, make a point to reset all your default passwords. There are a lot of online tools such as random and secure passwords that can help you suggest some interesting passwords. In fact, I will leave the links in the description if you'd like to see them. Also, it's worthwhile to remember, if you abandon an old email address associated with any of your social accounts, be sure to update them with your current email one. You are not going to check your old account and you never know who tries to use that to gain access to your social accounts. Often, two-step verification adds an extra layer of security to your online account. This drastically reduces the chances of having your personal information in your account getting stolen. If anyone wants to hack or break into your account, they would not just need to know your username and password, but they would also have to get hold of your phone in most cases, and the chances of that being pretty low. Even on Facebook, you have an option to do this. They call it code generators. So once when you log in, you can go to the security settings and enable this feature. If you do not prefer to wait for an SMS notification or use a software for a token generation, there are many USB security keys where you can simply insert the key into your computer's USB port when asked. That makes it even more secure. Also, while you're there, it would be a wise idea to check on the trusted browsers. Verify if those machines or connections you're currently using are really yours. And if something is not, then clean up those connections. It is also an interesting idea to have a secondary email configured for password reset instructions, preferably a secret email address that you haven't shared it in your public forums. For a password reset request, choose security questions and answers that cannot be easily guessed by anyone else. For example, do not choose a question like, "What's your favorite color?" And I'm sure most of the times you may end up saying yellow, blue, red, green, or black. So even if you end up choosing this question, the answer does not need to be black or blue. You can answer it as weird as cow or even an elephant, but remember what you write because you may have to recall it when you have to reset your password. These will prove essential while you build your social media security and privacy. Trust me, it's very easy to impersonate your profile these days. All it takes is to just pull out the relevant details from your profile, download your display pictures, and create a new profile with your exact name. It doesn't just end there. Sometimes these fake profiles further send out friend requests to all your contacts claiming that your old account was hacked and this would be a new profile. It even gets more dicey when you see a good bunch of friends as mutual because they wouldn't have done their background and they would have just added it. So always ensure that you add the right people in your social network. So whenever you get any friend request, it would be a great idea to talk to your friend either over a phone or a text to just check before you confirm whatever the story that was narrated to you was genuine. And all this matters when you share a lot about your family or about yourself on social media. Keep your social media accounts to friends if you can afford to, especially when you share a lot of your personal updates. A friend's friend doesn't mean that he or she is going to be your friend. As much as possible, avoid being real time with your check-ins. This could be your vacations or the places you're going around in the city. It's always a wise idea to come back from a vacation and then upload your pictures. Now that you have protected your account with a strong password, let us look at some security hygiene practices. Remember, awareness is always the key. Firstly, do not click on any suspicious link that you get on your email, text, or even WhatsApp messages. The probability of doing this on smartphones is even more higher, so be sure on what you click on your phone. Some deals may be too good to be true, just like that free airline ticket or even that $1 million lottery prize that you would have got. There are good chances of you landing up on a phishing link or a malicious app that gets installed on your device which starts tracking you everywhere. Do not input your personal information into untrusted sources and sites that are likely to be compromised. If you are unsure, do not share the information at all. Whenever you subscribe on any websites or services, only fill out relevant information and required information wherever you sign up on any platform. Don't get excited by those contests at malls and give out all your information. Be careful about what you share. Be cautious of all the offers that you get on your calls. Most of the times, they are just fetching more information about you. Never give out your personal information to anyone over the phone, even if it is your bank that's asking for it. Always ask for a nearby branch to validate the request or even call back your home branch to verify. Do not join free Wi-Fis unless you're sure of it, and always choose to connect through a VPN if you're using your public Wi-Fi for your work. In public places or while commuting, always pay attention to check if anyone is shoulder surfing your phone or laptop, and always log into your online banking websites only when you're on a protected network. Unsecure networks may always land up in potential risks. Also, it's a wise idea to avoid using charge stations at public places. You aren't sure who's behind that kiosk who's trying to read your data from your phone while you think that it's still charging. While shopping online, only purchase from stores that are on a secure HTTPS website. Especially when you're being asked to enter your credit card data on an e-commerce platform, never do that on an HTTP site. Every page on the website should begin with an HTTPS. It will also verify that a store has taken extra steps to secure data transferring through the website. Try to keep your confidential data encrypted on your devices if possible. Further, whenever you sell your old laptops or mobile phones, ensure you clear all the data by formatting it. And if it needs expert help, please ask for one. Just so that you know, there are softwares that could even retrieve data from a formatted hard disk. Be safe on what you save on your computers so that you take efforts to clear them before giving it off. One more interesting thing is to manage your subscriptions. Clicking on unsubscribe options that comes on a spam email is usually a bad idea for most of the newsletters. As most email providers these days do not send back read receipts, sometimes hackers send you an email from the mailbox listing and wait for you to click on the unsubscribe button to confirm that it's a genuine email ID in use. So it's best to just mark them as spam and leave it, or you could also create some smart filters which will move these emails straight to your archives or deleted items. To avoid data leaks, always ensure that your mobile device or computers is updated with the latest security updates. At the least, ensure that your computer is running an antivirus where the definitions are up to date. As much as possible, do not autosave your passwords on your browser. If you have multiple web browsers in your machine, try to compartmentalize your workflow between browsers. I'll probably touch upon this in the future episodes, so you know what to do. When using a public computer, always sign out when your session is complete to prevent other people from accessing your account. It's also a wise idea to use private browsers or incognito windows while accessing your accounts when in doubt, especially in a public computer. Summing up, your online experience totally depends on how secure your accounts are. It is important for you to protect them, and when things don't go right or if your account gets compromised, remember to report it, not just to your friends, but most importantly to your service providers like Google, Facebook, or even your banks. They can further block your account before it can be accessed by anyone else. Also, when that happens, don't panic. Whatever you're feeling, you're definitely not the only one. Most of us do get affected by it, and if you're really struggling, it's okay to ask for help. If you're in doubt if your email addresses may have been compromised, do check Have I Been Pawned website. This website allows internet users to check whether their personal data has been compromised by data breaches. The service collects and analyzes hundreds of database dumps and pastes containing information about billions of leaked accounts and allows users to search for their own information by entering their usernames or email addresses. Users can also sign up to be notified just in case if their email address appears in future dumps. The site has been very widely touted as a very valuable resource for internet users. Have I Been Pawned was created by security expert Troy Hunt. This is a very useful website. I will leave the link in the description below if you would like to try it. So what do you think about these tips? Was it useful? Let me know what was your favorite one. Also, if you would like to share any of your tips, kindly mention that in the comment section below. You're listening to the Security and Privacy Show with me, Vijay. Hope you liked this episode and found it informative. Be sure to subscribe and help spread the word with your friends and family. Until I meet you next time, take care, thank you and have a great day.